Well, praise the Lord. Hallelujah. And thank you, Jesus. It's around that time right here on KAZ Radio. We're at one of my most favorite shows, Sisters of Leisure, with Tracey and Michele. Take it away, sisters.
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in to Sisters of Leisure. My name is Tracey, where we are living every day and seeking and understanding real events.
And I am Michele, the little sister, and I am super excited to come to you. It's wintertime. We got different seasons going on, different, ailments people might be coming across. And we're about to talk about health. We're about to talk about faith. We're going to talk about it all. But we have here Tina with Tina's Tonics, and she has been a blessing to us for years. And so how are you doing, Tina?
I'm good. How are you?
We are doing good. So Tina, tell us a little bit about yourself and what is Tina's Tonics?
Sure. Well, first of all, let me just say thank you to you both, Tracey and Michele, for having me on tonight, just to introduce myself and talk about my products. First things first, I am Tina. My name is Tina Penn. I have a product, Health and Wellness, ginger shots, composed of ginger, turmeric, oranges, lemon, all 100% organic ingredients. And as I said before, it's basically wellness shots. So I started doing this back in 2020 during COVID. We started juicing and the benefits were plentiful, and we just continued. And 3 years later now, I currently work and sell and distribute Tina's Tonic. So that's the description, that's the ingredients, and at best, that's what Tina's Tonic is. And thank you again for having me.
Yes. Let me ask you a question, Tina.
Sure.
Who introduced you to ginger? Because I just found out about ginger, really. Mm-hmm. I never knew the benefits of ginger. I didn't know nothing about no ginger. I didn't know what it looked like, So how were you introduced to that?
Well, I have to be completely transparent with you. I was introduced to ginger root initially. If I had to guess, I would say TikTok. Social media, that platform, I would see it. And then from that point, I just start buying it. And then, as you said it best, after using it and teas, cooking with it, it has multiple benefits. I start juicing with it and learning what the benefits are as it relates to digestion. It aids with so many things. And having said that, so if I had to narrow down and say, I would say social media initially introduced me to ginger root.
Yeah, because to be honest with you, I just thought it was meant to be put in something that you bake, like a bread.
Mm-hmm.
So I really didn't get and I will always say I didn't like it, right? You know what I'm saying? Because I wasn't familiar with it. So I was like, I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it. But currently I'm drinking a ginger peppermint tea. And I've been complaining about my knee. And I know that it helps with inflammation. Mm-hmm. And my homegirl was like, put some ginger in it, Mm-hmm. And because I was describing your tonic, which is absolutely delicious. And I was just like, ginger will help with your inflammation. Because we really don't know stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Right. We really have not been, taught to embrace the natural remedies of everything.
Absolutely. I have to totally agree with you. As you said it best, I couldn't. Initially, I didn't like ginger either. I was introduced to it with ginger snaps, as you said it, like with cookies. And then when I started with the ginger root, I would put it in tea. It immediately, the ginger root itself, it's powerful. It's an antioxidant. It helps with digestion. It's spicy, but a natural remedy, to say the least. So I think it adds that flair, and the culmination of the ingredients, as I said it before, with the ginger root, the turmeric root, the 100% organic oranges, lemons. I also add cayenne and black pepper. Those are powerful ingredients that aid with digestion as well. The cayenne aids with blood flow and things of that sort, heart disease, and the culmination all together With the Tina's Tonic, it has so many benefits, and most people ask me all the time, well, what are the benefits? And I have to share with them the feedback that I've received from my customers, as well as what it has benefited for me. So everyone's body is different. So it's hard to kind of narrow down to say, oh, it'll help you with this, this, and this, because everyone's ailments may be different and everybody's body is different. But having said that, ginger helps with digestion. It helps fight against diseases. One of my loved ones is dealing with gout. And after doing the routine juicing, that has helped tremendously. I have to be completely transparent. My near and dear brother, after taking the ginger shots, he hasn't had the flare-ups and things of that sort. Another one of my loved ones deals with arthritis, and that's what has helped her with being able to be more mobile and pain management. So everyone's benefits are different. So in all fairness, I do have to say that I just think it's an awesome thing, the culmination. And as I said before, with everything combined in Tina's Tonic, I think that, you can't go wrong with it. We've approached cold and flu season, and here we are. We need to build our immune system. So you can't go wrong with that.
You can't, because we have been told to, I'm not about to get on the soapbox, but for real,
right.
You know what I'm saying? Because we've been taught, take this little
white pill
tablet.
Right. Right.
I always like to say, God has already given us all of the ingredients.
Yes.
Just go outside.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And consume that. Food is fuel. I have to be completely transparent with you. Like, I've learned so much. I continue to learn. Every day I learn something different. And as I said before, what we consume in terms of food, in terms of juicing, in terms of just our consumption itself, like, can help us in so many ways, rather than, as you said it best. Now, I'm not telling anyone to discontinue taking medications, but taking an alternative route, the organic route and the natural route, you'd be surprised. And again, the immediate results, as opposed to having to take medications that might have other symptoms and might have, multiple side effects and things of that sort. So it's definitely a route to go. And I think that you would benefit from taking it just to experiment with Tina's Tonic. And not only that, but just juicing all together. So
now I'm having the worst hot flash.
Okay.
Does it help with that? Because I am sweating, I'm drenched.
Well, let me just speak to that situation. I think, you and I, we've had conversations, and I'm at that age to where, that conversation about menopause. So I'm not quite yet there, but yet the symptoms are there. So for myself, it has helped me tremendously in dealing with perimenopausal symptoms, the turmeric and the ginger, as well as I said before, with the lemons and the oranges and the cayenne and black pepper, the blood flow. So I take it for myself because it helps with inflammation. I currently have health conditions that I had inflammation difficulties, as well as menopausal situations. So I do juice twice a day. Sometimes it just depends on, what symptom I'm dealing with. But where I'm going with that is I definitely do 1 ounce a day, guaranteed to keep the doctor away. And as I said before, it just depends in terms of benefits and what that might look for each person. But like I said, again, it has helped me with my menopausal situations. But to answer your question in terms of specifically hot flashes, that I don't know, because I haven't approached that stage. But I would say it's worth a try, to say the least.
Yeah. So okay, so let's talk about this, Christina. You being able to, you said that you started watching TikToks or whatever, and now you decide you started. So what made you go ahead and just take the lead? Like, tell us the inside story of Tina's Tonic.
Well, the inside story is during COVID, we were all, having a shelter in place, and, there again, not knowing what was happening on the outside world, and having to basically, at that point in time, we were sheltering in place. And so my thought process was I had more time on my hands to do things that I probably wouldn't have done So with grocery shopping and having ingredients, like you had time to kind of, at least for myself, I had time to do things that I otherwise wouldn't have had time to do. So where I'm going with that is I was like, well, let's just try juicing. No harm, no foul, especially with, COVID being rampant as it was at that point in time in 2020. We started juicing, and I say we, meaning myself and my daughter. And the benefits were, as I said before, it helped us because I never got sick with COVID. So we've been juicing from 2020 up until now, and I can truly say that I never got sick from COVID while doing juicing. So the proof, in my opinion, is in the juice. Mm-hmm. That's my tagline for my product. The proof is in the juice. It helps to build your immune system because, as I said before, that's my personal testimony. We never got sick. So there again, I think it speaks to building our immune system, to being mindful of what we consume in terms of food, in terms of juicing. And as I said before, it's 100% organic. So that's how Tina's Tonic kind of came to be. And one of my loved ones started taking it, saw the benefits, and said to me, you should start selling this. And so at that point, I was like, no harm, no foul. I had a old faithful mason jar at the house. I bought a juicer, combined the ingredients, watched the social media platform, and from there on, it just kind of took on a life of its own. So there again, this is Tina's Tonic. The proof is in the juice, 100% organic ingredients. And it just, again, it's health and wellness. And I take one shot a day. I'm not sure if you can see my 1 ounce. And I provide this to each one of my customers. I also provide delivery for Tina's Tonic. So
that's local, though. That's local delivery. Yeah,
that is local. Now I am looking to, expand my business. But as for now, I do provide local deliveries. So
do you take it on an empty stomach, or do you just take it?
I do. And I'm so glad you asked that, Tracey. I forget to share that insight, but yes. And for myself, I take it on an empty stomach. First thing in the morning when I get up, I have my 1 ounce, and then I proceed with drinking 8 ounces of water. It gives me natural energy. Now, in terms of benefits for my personal testimony, it gives me natural energy. It has completely turned my skin around. The ginger and the
I was just about to say
Well, thank you so much. The ginger and the turmeric, as I said before, the turmeric, people tell me all the time, like, they'll say, well, your skin is glowing. Well, what's the secret? And in all fairness, I have no choice but to contribute that to Tina's Tonic, because as I said, it has helped tremendously. It has helped me in terms of inflammation and digestion. I was having difficulty with acid reflux. So for myself, it has helped me. And it's also in terms of feedback from my clients, or what I call my customers. I've heard that it helps with detoxing as well. So it might help flush your system out, to say the least.
Now, I'm just going to say one thing about Tina. She has more than just the Tina's Tonic. She is very crafty. Now, could you just share a little bit about the calligraphy that you do?
Okay. Well, thank you for the compliment, first things first. And to answer your question, I started doing calligraphy in 8th grade, and it just kind of took on a life of its own. My art teacher, God rest her soul, Miss Claire Bunty, she introduced me to calligraphy. I would watch her write, and her penmanship was phenomenal. And I just remember thinking that that's something I wanted to try. And she introduced me to it. She bought me a calligraphy handwriting lettering book. And I would practice. And from there on, it just kind of took on a life of its own. And everyone's handwriting is unique. And that's something that I do. I love to write. My daughter has the same gift. My entire family, in all fairness, but I attribute that. I feel like God makes no mistakes, because ironically, my last name is Penn. And that's one of my gifts, is my penmanship. So I kind of connected that for myself. So
I love it. Duh. Because you really do, because people hire you to write.
They do. They do. I do wedding invitations. I've had the privilege of doing graduation announcements. Just whatever penmanship, whatever your needs are. In all fairness. So like I said, I love to write. I pay attention to detail. In terms of handwriting, that's something I feel like is unique, and everyone, we're all beautifully and wonderfully created. So to say the least, that's one of my gifts that I really enjoy doing. And thank you for bringing that to my attention.
Yeah. I love it. Because, because sometimes we don't acknowledge this. I feel, this is just my personal opinion, that God gave us a gift. And I think I have the gift of gab, the gift of talking,
yes,
the gift of bringing people in,
yes. Yes.
And so that is not something that, like I thought it was like, have to sing or dance, whatever. But penmanship, writing, that's a gift.
It
to
is.
be able
it
to
is.
script beautifully.
Yes.
And
well,
I feel like it's really important that when we see these gifts, and they're not all necessarily dancing, and something that I know that I thought was, those were gifts, and that excluded me out. But no, there's all types of gifts.
Absolutely.
So so I love that. I love that is a beautiful gift, to be able to script and write and create juice, because we're creative beings anyway, right?
We are.
And I think sometimes we don't give ourselves enough credit of the gift. We be like, well, I don't think I'm that good at this or that, but you are. You know that you are.
Yeah.
And we need to really take that and put it out there, if you will, and not be ashamed of it.
Sure.
Yeah, well, I know a lady who her niece is a draw. She draws beautifully.
Oh.
I mean, fabulous. But like, she's like, she got to get a real job.
You never know, because again, I would say the same thing. I could speak to that as well, because even with my penmanship, like people would admire it, but as you said it best, Tracey, I didn't identify it as a gift until later in life, when people would say, well, would you do this for me? And so there again, I didn't realize that it was an opportunity for me to stand out, and for that craft to, kind of speak to everyone without me having to say anything, because it's a form of art. So, because no one's I won't say no one, but all too often your handwriting, you can identify a person by looking at their handwriting. And seeing how they identify themselves, and not only that, but just the art behind doing that. So.
I love it. And so, did you, like, when you were doing Tina's Tonics, and when people ask you to script for them, did you struggle, especially with Tina's Tonic? Did you struggle like, no one's gonna buy this? Or did you have any naysayers in your circle about?
Yes. And thank you for asking that. I will say that, because it was one of those things where I was juicing at home. And as I said, we started doing it during COVID. And I had given one of my friends, she said to me, she was like, well, what is that? And so she came over and she saw I had taken the shot. And I said, well, I make juice, and I had a refrigerator. And as I said before, I utilize the mason jars, because the glass jars, most people would ask, well, why don't you sell it and ship it? But in all fairness, for myself, I have to use the glass, because the mason jars help to keep the ingredients fresh. I make each order fresh per order. So with that, you have to keep it refrigerated, and all the ingredients are combined. But to answer your question, yes, I did have naysayers. And after my girlfriend had taken it, she was like, well, you should sell it. And I thought, well, who will buy it? And then I start looking in the grocery stores and going out into the community, and I saw, like, this is very much a need. And there again, like, I wouldn't have to compete with anyone. And there again, it wasn't necessarily a competition, but I had to drum up and kind of market for myself, and do TikTok videos, or do social media platform, and just to identify myself and demonstrate what I've done, as it relates to trying to market my product. So, where I'm going with that is, yes, there were plenty of people, because all too often, most people would say, well, when they reach out to me and ask about the product, well, how much does it cost? And currently I have 2 flavors, the pineapple ginger turmeric juice in the mason jars, and it's 32 ounces. And as I said before, I also provide a complimentary shot glass with each purchase. That sells for $40 with local delivery. And then I have an original, which is just the orange, the lemons, the ginger, and the turmeric without the pineapple, because each person's body is different. Like my auntie who takes it, she doesn't take the pineapple because she's diabetic. So the pineapple is richer and sweeter, but she takes the original, and that sells for $35 for 32 ounces as well. And as I said before, I make each order fresh and I deliver, and I handwrite a thank you card in each one of the orders. And so I do try to personalize it and make each sale special to that person. I write the person's name on the bag, just to let you know I appreciate that, because you didn't have to choose me to allow me to provide the wellness juice. And like I said, Tina's Tonic is becoming a movement. Each sale, I try to make it personal, and I try to, again, educate you and provide information about what the ingredients are and what the benefits are.
I'm gonna go back to the naysayers.
Yes, let's speak to the naysayers.
Let's speak to them, because they always got something to say, and it's probably because they're not doing what you're doing. So we got to get out of really caring about what they talking about.
Absolutely. I have to agree with you, Tracey, in that, because what I'm learning is to use them as my motivation, and not only that, but not entertain the naysayers, because at the end of the day, there have been plenty of customers that have, tested it out for themselves, and I have repeat customers. And I'm very thankful for that. I'm 6 months into promoting and initiating Tina's Tonic, so I'm very proud of myself. No day is the same. Sometimes sales are high and sometimes sales are low, but there again, I just have to remind myself that the proof is in the juice. Remind myself that the benefits are there, and I think it would take you the opportunity to test it out just to see what works for you. I also have to just remind myself that I don't know unless I try, and at best just keep coming back, and just I pray over each batch. I pray over each because I've met a lot of people. Like I have to deliver to a lot of people who I haven't met, so I put my heart and soul into it, and I put a prayer behind it. So I just have to try to make it happen. And to those naysayers, have at it, but because I'm over here winning, one customer at a time, and I just try to put my best into it. And like, as I said before, I put God first, and he continues to bless me and make a way out of no way.
Yeah. And that's the beauty of it all, having that faith.
Yes.
Yeah. Pushing
Totally.
No matter what.
Yeah.
Totally.
Because it's really important to have that, as because like I tell people all the time, as an entrepreneur, it made my faith stronger. Because I'm putting it, because I have to realize I have to make effort. I have
Absolutely.
I have to push. I have to, understand what I'm capable of, and put myself in the equation and not take myself out of it. So that's so much. I love that.
Well,
I love that. We gotta. Sometimes we just gotta get over ourselves.
Absolutely. And for me, I had to take that leap of faith. I'm glad you mentioned that, because for myself, it's like, well, I don't know unless I try. And then it took for me to make those first couple of sales. And I always tell people, I welcome your feedback, because I want to know, like, some people have tried it and said, well, I didn't benefit from taking it, or I didn't see it. And as I would share with them, no batch is going to be the same, because no pineapple is going to be the same. No orange is going to be the same in terms of flavoring. The recipe is. I continue to work to just try to enhance it to the best of my ability. And I stand firm. A lot of people say, well, why does it cost so much? It costs so much because, again, I put 100% ingredients in it. I put, it's my gas that I'm delivering, and literally I have to pay myself for that, order. So, and even in terms of the packaging, and as I said before, it's the mason jars. Like this, literally, you refrigerate it, 1 ounce a day should last you 30 days. Or, you know, like I said, if you take more than 1 ounce, that just means you'll be calling Tina back before the close of the month, which is all the better for me. So the point I'm making is I put my heart and soul into it, and it takes money to make money, but it's not just about making it. It's about helping others, and it's about promoting health and wellness. And as I said before, the proof is in the juice. So
yeah. You gotta bet on yourself. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
I like how you say you gotta stay firm, and then you gotta consider the source when they do give you feedback. You be like, oh, you know.
Right. But I welcome that because I learn from it, you know, and every day I learn something new. And as you said, it best being an entrepreneur, you don't know. And so it takes for you to take that leap of faith. I've had people to say, well, you know, why are you not shipping it and things of that sort? But for right now, I'm at this chapter in my life, and it's just the beginning. So there again, to those naysayers, if you don't believe it, just watch.
Yeah.
God is working, and he's making a way out of no way.
I love that. I love that, Christina, because I have had your tonic, and it's absolutely, you know, I'll tell you this right now. It is absolutely important to get cleansed out. Yeah. And so I know that when I take it, I get hot. I get, you know, your digestion, you know, gets cleared.
The detox is in the building.
The detox is doing what it's supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? And so it's important for us to kind of like start looking into other, like you said, holistic, other things to get ourselves in order. And I think it's a great product personally.
Well, thank you. So I appreciate that. And thank you both for being customers. I can't say that enough. Thank you for the support. Thank you for encouraging me. Thank you for reminding me of the gifts. Thank you for the sisterhood of it all, because when it's all said and done, like you were there, you and Tracey both were there, just even assisting me with promoting Tenacity LLC. And so I say that to say Tina's Tonic is, you know, the first product behind that. Truthfully, I can't say the first product. It was actually the second product, because I used to do personalized cups and mugs. And that kind of, I won't say I lost interest, but it was more of a seasonal thing. And then once I got into juicing, and that kind of took on a life of its own, that's the position that I'm currently in now. So I just want to say thank you to both of you for allowing me to have this platform. Thank you for the sisterhood. Thank you for the encouragement. I know we have conversations outside of, you know, us doing this podcast. And I just want to say again, thank you to you both for just reminding me of who I am and who I can become.
Girl, yes.
So how can people reach you? If you have a website, a phone number, or whatever?
Okay. Well, right now I currently have a phone number. And because I only deliver locally, my phone number is 706-936-2470. Word of mouth has been my best marketer. And as I said before, I also use the social media platform. I'm available on Facebook under Tina Penn, also Instagram under it's Secret Tina. I can't even remember at this point in time, but there again, what I'll do is provide that information so that I'll have it directly, because I want to make sure I'm giving you the right information. And my apologies for not remembering off the top of my head, but I'd rather get it right than not.
And we'll add it to the video.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate that.
We'll make sure we tag you in it. Yeah.
Okay, thank you for that. And for sure, also TikTok, Tina M Penn, under the TikTok platform. So again, I'll make sure to provide that information so I can be contacted if you're interested in Tina's Tonic.
Well, there you have it, people. Sisters of Leisure had Tina's Tonic on our podcast. Yeah. It is the season where you may catch a cold. It is the season where we're trying to get summer body ready. It is the season where we just trying to get ourselves together health-wise. So Tina's Tonic is what you want. to purchase. You want to get in contact with her on her social media platforms. So you can start preparing yourself this winter so you won't be sick and not feeling well. And then preparing yourself for the summer because you're just going to be ready to have all that energy to do whatever you do.
Yeah. Well, thank you. Thank you again, ladies. Thank you again from the bottom of my heart for, as I said it best, being my sisters, my friends, being customers, and as I said before, the opportunity for me to talk to you and promote Tina's Tonic.
Absolutely. Well, I guess y'all, we'll see y'all in 2 weeks.
Yeah, in 2 weeks.
Thank
Thank you for coming on, and we appreciate you so much. And thank you for all of our viewers for supporting us. We love y'all.